It's week 4 of the General Effect Media Marching Band Playoff Bracket. I'm Daniel Montoya Jr. for General Effect Media, and boy, are things heating up. We just had the St. Louis Super Regional. We've had area competitions. We're going to have state competitions and more area competitions and state semis and state finals. It's heating up all around the country. It's going to be exciting, and of course, it all impacts the seedings for the Marching Band Playoff Bracket. Now, before we reveal the seedings and the matchups, let's talk a little bit about how all this works. We have divided the country into 7 different regions: the Pacific, the Mountain, the Plains, the Lone Star, the Lakes, the Northeast, and the Southeast. Now, we have chosen one representative from each region, that's 7 groups, and then we have chosen 13 at-large groups to join in our top 20 seedings. Now, it's very important that we clarify, this is not a rankings. This is closer to a power rating, meaning if we put all these 20 groups together, or any of the groups that we consider for auto qualifiers or for at-large qualifiers, we say who would win on a neutral field. If all these bands met up at the same time, the same day, in the same venue, how do we think things would come out? And that's how we come up with our top 20 seedings, and that's how we put things into the bracket. I understand that at different contests, different bands are winning things, and at local contests, at regionals, at states, all that kind of things, and we take all of those things into consideration. We also take into consideration performances at things like football games, parent previews, or again, local contests, or maybe they're competing, or they're exhibition groups. Hence why bands like Broken Arrow and Tarpon Springs were so high on the list when they hadn't even competed at a Bands of America yet. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the bracket. Starting off with our auto qualifiers from the Pacific region, Vista Murrieta. From the Mountain region, American Fork. From the Plains, Blue Springs. The Lone Star, Vandegrift. The Lakes, Avon. The Northeast, Kiski area. And from the Southeast, Tarpon Springs. As you can see, last week we had a change with Avon overtaking Carmel, and this week we have Blue Springs taking over Broken Arrow. The other regions remain the same, pretty consistent from the very beginning. Most of these groups, 5 in fact, are 4 weeks in, 4 weeks consistently, 4 weeks consecutively, so they're automatically in. Let's talk about the 13 auto qualifiers, who they're battling, and then we'll see who our top 4 that get that first round bye. Starting off, we have number 17 Pearland traveling to take on number 16 Cedar Ridge. The winner of that hypothetical matchup would face our number 1 overall seed, Vandegrift High School. Number 20 Kiski area travels to number 13 Cedar Park. The winner of that hypothetical matchup would travel to Carmel, Indiana to take on number 4 Carmel. Number 19 Vista Murrieta travels to number 14 Rouse High School. The winner of that hypothetical matchup would travel to Spunger Stadium for number 3 Tarpon Springs. And number 18 American Fork travels to number 15 Bentonville, Arkansas to take on Bentonville. And the winner of that hypothetical matchup would travel to Avon, Indiana to take on number 2 Avon. Yes, 3 of the first round matchups would take place in the greater Austin area, while 1 would take place in the state of Arkansas. Moving on to round 2 for matchups that don't involve our top 4 seeds, we have number 9 William Mason traveling to Carrollton, Texas for number 8 Hebron. Number 12 The Woodlands travels to Missouri to take on number 5 Blue Springs. Number 6 Wakeland travels to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma to take on number 6 Broken Arrow. And number 10 Marcus doesn't go very far as they travel to take on number 7 Flower Mound. And there you have it, our Week 4 General Effect Media Marching Band Playoff Bracket. If you would just rather see how the seedings work from 1 to 20, well, here you go. You can see that. Yes, maybe it's not as fun. I think the bracket is way more fun, especially as this leads us in to a 64 band bracket that we will be doing once it's all said and done, once Grand Nationals is over, once FMBC is over, once California is done with marching band, a 64 band bracket ranked all the way from 1 to 64. It may be similar to the way college basketball does it, maybe some slight differences. We're going to do it our way. But make sure you check back for that. We have 2 more weeks, I believe, of competitive high school marching bands. So we'll have at least 6 marching band playoff brackets before we get to our final 64. What do you think about our seedings? What do you think about our matchups? What do you think about who would be the hypothetical winners of these? Let us know in the comment section down below. Did we put a band too high? Did we put a band too low? Did we leave a band out completely? We get it. Everyone's passionate about their bands, about their favorite bands. Why don't you drop down not only who you think we missed, but maybe where you think they should be in the bracket. A lot of people like to say, you're sleeping on this band. Great. Where would you put them? What bands do you think they are better than? I just, let's just put it out there. If we're giving scores, if we're giving rankings, if we're giving seedings, if we're giving power ratings, why not? If you think your band of choice was left out, where do you see them going? Which means you would push one band out. Let's talk about it. Put it in the comment section down below. And we will be back on Friday for the next episode of This Weekend in Band, where we preview all the events taking place, this weekend in band, as well as the state marching contest that takes place on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. It's a fun-filled, chock-filled to the brim few weeks of marching band. So we've got a lot of content, so make sure that you stay tuned here to General Effect Media on YouTube, Instagram, Substack, and all of that great stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in a few days.